we are talking about traveling. More specifically, travel makeup. What I would take if I was going on a quick trip or even a 10-day trip and I just wanted to pack light. Let's jump into it. So this right here is all I would take. Well, okay, this and one more of these bags for all my makeup brushes and sponge. But this right here is all the makeup, okay? Okay. I put it in, yes, the last two Ipsy bags, so you can kind of see that you can definitely use these for traveling, and they're actually really good for traveling. So yes, I have one thing outside of it, and we'll start with that. So here has all the actual makeup stuff that I would take. This is not skincare. This is not your tools, okay? Well, I think there's actually one tool in here. The very first thing I would take is a big palette. A lot of people will disagree with this. They're always like, no, we need the small, compact palettes. I don't agree with that if you have a palette that has a color story you like that is very versatile and goes with anything you're gonna wear, okay? So for that, I would pick my Bare Necessities palette from ColourPop. I would hope that I would still have my case for it because it would make transportation easier, but even if you don't, that's all right. This still travels well. The reason why I would pick this one in particular is because of the neutrals. The amount of different color looks you can get with this without being the same look every time, and the variety in here and just how well they perform. This is what would come with me if I needed just one palette. Now, if I wanted something a little bit more colorful, there are plenty of other palettes from them. I especially love the Aurora Lights palette, but unfortunately with that, you can't really get in more neutral looks. So that is why I would pick this one, because honestly, if I'm traveling, unless I'm traveling like for something specific, like an event, I am not going to be doing fun, fancy looks. I'm going to be sticking pretty neutral, but I can still get some good looks with this. I can get some purples, some browns, even this dark smoky black look, and then I can also go lighter. So that's why I would pick this. Yes, it's a bigger palette, but it is not heavy. It honestly doesn't take up that much space. It lays flat. Because of the design, it doesn't have like a poofy section, and it doesn't have a mirror, so I don't have to worry about it being broken. Some people would prefer a mirror because then you don't have to pack a separate mirror or worry about if the mirror at your hotel or whatever is good. I prefer not to have a mirror in this particular palette because I feel like it would have too much of a chance to easily break. So that is the only thing outside of the bags, and that is because it just simply doesn't fit. But everything else fits in these two bags. These are the last two bags that I received from Ipsy. This one is the April one, this one is the March one. And you can see that they're not like bulging anywhere, so you could probably fit a little bit more if you needed to. Depending on the size of your makeup brushes, you could even fit your makeup brushes in here. Let's start with this bag. So I do like to have at least one of my bags be one that has a lining inside, and I try to put all of the things that could spill and make a liquid mess in that. I find that that's much easier to clean out, it's easier to work with, and it just makes life simpler. So I'm not going to do these in any order other than the way that I am bringing them out, so it might not make sense exactly. But the first things in here that I'm seeing are my NYX matte finish setting spray, as well as the NYX dewy finish setting spray. The reason why I personally take both is because I feel like it makes two different looks with the same makeup. So that's why I would take both, especially if it was going to be something more than a few days. If it's just a few days, I would just stick with one or the other, whatever I'm feeling for that time. But if it's going to be more than a few days, I would take both. That way I have a little bit of variety in the way the makeup looks. And these are not too big to where they travel really well. Honestly, I have traveled with these before and I've not had any issues with anything breaking or leaking, and they're inexpensive. That's another good thing. Next thing in here is going to be the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skim Milk Nourishing Foundation. I would take a skin tint or something like this, which is a light makeup look. Unless you're doing something where you need a full face, then I would also put one of those in there. But typically when I am traveling and I'm on vacation, I am not wanting to do something heavy on my face. So something like this or a skin tint goes a long way of giving you some decent coverage, evening out your skin tone without having to spend a lot of time focusing on it and worrying about it. I would just pick whichever shade you are currently. Right now I am 530 Fair Light, but I do have one shade lighter and one shade darker. So depending on when I would be traveling would depend on what I would take. So I would do this, and then with this, I don't need a primer. In fact, I almost never use a primer with this. So that's even less things that I have to bring along. And it is a convenient little size. The last things in here are actually all lip products, and I'm going to set those aside for a minute because I want to get back to those in a minute with something that I have in the other bag. So going into the other bag, this is going to be more of my powders and other randomness. So I have a mascara. I would pick one mascara, depending on what kind of mascara you like to use. You can put your everyday mascara in here, or if you are going for a event, put in your event mascara. But I'm doing this as if it's an everyday makeup thing. So I would do my CoverGirl Last Blush Clean, but whatever mascara is your everyday mascara isn't going to change how much space it takes in here. So go ahead and put that in there. Then I would go as limited as possible for your eyebrow products. I would stick personally just with my eyebrow brush, which is from e.l.f. It's the Brow Comb and Brush. And then my Maybelline New York Brow Pencil. It's the Ultra Slim. And that is what I would do for my brows. I would forget about the brow gel. I would forget about any type of pomade or anything like that. I would keep it as limited as possible to just these two. Then I would do bronzer in the smallest possible size. The reason why is because a lot of the bronzers that I really like are actually a bigger size. But I really want to travel with something that big for the little bit of use I get from it. Now, this particular brand and color works really well with the CoverGirl Skin Milk Foundation. So that's why I would pick it, and it's compact. This is I'm pronouncing it wrong every time, and I apologize. I'm going to say Hanali. It's a Hawaiian brand, so I know that I've already messed that up. It is their matte bronzer, and it just looks like that. The color works really well on me and really does go well with this. Okay, next up, I would use another CoverGirl item, and this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Blush Palette. This particular one is 105 Peachy Doll, but they have 3 blush colors in them and a mirror. So this is why I would pick this one. You've got your 3 blush colors, so you have 3 different type of looks you can do. You can do even more by combining them. And you've got a beautiful mirror. So if you need some extra help with putting on your makeup, you don't have to worry about a mirror. And the reason why I'm okay with the mirror in this one is because it's smaller, it's cheap, it's inexpensive. So like if the mirror breaks in this one and I have to toss this, I'm not as brokenhearted about it. And it's something that's a little easier to replace, in my opinion. And it's a plastic cover, so I feel like this would actually stay in and get damaged less. So like I said, something like this that has multiple blush colors without being a huge palette, and bonus if it has this, that's why I picked this one. And again, this goes really well with this foundation. Last, for the powders, I would pick the Ofra Cosmetics Signature Palette. This one is the Frosted Glow one. This is 5 different highlighters. That gives me variety in my looks. That gives me a mirror again if you need it. And it just, I feel like it's versatile, and these I have had no issue using on my eyes. So if I want another a different look for my eyes, it goes well as well with the eyeshadow palette and variety in my looks without taking a lot of space. Okay, the last item in here is what I wanted to do with the lip products. I don't know why I put them in 2 separate bags, but I would go ahead and pick one lip liner, and then I would pick lip products that would go with this lip liner but give different looks. Here is what I picked, and what I would honestly probably pick for almost every type of small amount of lip products. So I do have 4 lip products in here, which I know might be a lot, but I feel like lip products can drastically change the look. So for this particular set, I went ahead and did the NYX Professional Makeup Lip Pencil in the shade Mauve. It's SPL 831. I would do that. That is what I have on my lips right now. And that goes beautifully with the e.l.f. Lip Lacquer in the shade Moody. So those 2 combined make a beautiful look. But then that same lip pencil can be used with a completely different color of liquid lipstick. This one is just a mini size from Ofra Cosmetic. This is the shade Unzipped. It is this pinky shade, but again, it actually goes really well with this, even though this is more of a brown. If you just smudge it out a little bit, it blends in really well and gives you a completely different look. So you've got like a straight up brown look, and then you've got a pinky look with still having only that one liner. But then you can also pair it with literally any lip gloss. I would throw this lip gloss in just for fun to completely change the looks, even though this has very light color and doesn't stay on very long. This is the Peach Out shade from the Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. This is such a fun shade, great scent. And then I would also take along some type of tinted lip balm. That way you're getting a little bit of extra protection on your lips, a little bit of extra moisture on your lips, but a little bit of color. So for me, I went ahead and put in the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Tinted Lip Balm with hyaluronic acid in the shade You're the Palm, which is more of this orangey look. So we didn't do anything dramatic with the lip looks, but we have enough here to make several different looks on your lips and your eyes that this all just is a great traveling set. And honestly, most of these products are found at your drugstore. They are inexpensive. In fact, I think the only products that you might not be able to find at the drugstore here would be this bronzer, which you could replace with a different drugstore bronzer as long as it works well with your foundation, so you don't have to bring in another product. And then the Ofra Cosmetics products. And the only reason why that is because even though you can find them in certain stores, not drugstores, but I don't remember if it's Ulta or Sephora that sells them. I don't remember. I think it's Ulta, but I don't know how many stores actually carry their products. I know my store, unfortunately, doesn't carry any Ofra Cosmetics. So that would be something that would be a little harder to find, but is very easy to order. But like I said, the majority of this is drugstore, so therefore it is inexpensive. You can find the ColourPop palettes, some of them in Ulta stores. I do not think the Target line carries any of the mega palettes, unfortunately. But again, that is also something that is easy to order online. And honestly, drugstore prices, even though it's not really found in the drugstore. So that is what I would take. That is, yeah, literally everything I would take if I just wanted something quick and easy, and everything that works well together. and everything that is easy to replace should something happen. Because we all know those travel horror stories. Anyways, let me know in the comments below, do you have any travel plans coming up? If you do, what are your go-to travel things? Do you use the Ipsy bags for travel? That was backwards. Do you use the Ipsy bags for travel, or do you use typical travel bags? Or do you just throw it all in a purse or something? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you hit that subscribe button to see all my upcoming videos, and I will see you all in a video very soon. Bye-bye.